And we're live. Hello, 1851 world and franchise growth mastermind world.
Hello.
Isn't it weird to be live on these things?
Yes.
So, this is a casual one. For those of you that are watching on 1851 and are in the franchise industry, bam. Go search for franchise growth mastermind on Facebook. We have a private group. There's my email address for anybody that were fans of our Live to Tell or 8 or whatever. And why don't you give update? You're talking to so many people. What are you hearing out there? What's the mood like?
I'd say the mood today is different than it was Friday, Monday, Tuesday. It seems like people are starting to have a little bit more hope that we're going to get through this positively. It's just, I think, the unknown of how long it's going to take to get through this and when business is going to ramp up. So it seems spirits are a little bit better today as opposed to Monday and Tuesday. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see which brands are pivoting real fast and which brands are struggling, and rightly so, and how they're handling their franchisees and business development and so on.
I mean, when you were running your company, did you see anything like this?
No, I didn't.
I mean, it's fascinating.
I think about that. I think about where would I be when I had my own company? What would I be doing right now? And how I would be handling all of this. And it's interesting to watch all of these business owners, franchisees, suppliers, everybody having to go through this whole thing together. And everybody's making decisions, some of them fear-based, some of them financial-based, and how they're all handling this collectively. And it feels like everybody's, like, we've talked to so many people in our world, suppliers, franchisees, franchisors, and everybody's just leaning on each other so much. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And all of these webinars and discussions. And I think it's really interesting how everybody's coming together to lean in and lean on each other.
Yeah, I don't know that we're in the clear. I was sharing with you my perspective, which is this. Let's see if I can go over here. Here's my perspective on where we stand. I don't claim to be an expert, but I've been watching this very carefully, and I've been watching the U.S. one since, I mean, we were in the low thousands, and by tomorrow, we're going to pass up Italy and China. I think that's the crazy part of this, and I don't know if it's because we didn't take things seriously enough. That could be the case. But we're talking about 2 weeks ago. Today, we're coming home from a client trip. But man, I mean, things have changed drastically. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm going to update this now. I haven't updated it since 12/26, so let's see what happens to the numbers. This dashboard is put on by Johns Hopkins. It is a very, very robust dashboard that I've been using, and we're almost past Italy now. So here's, like, again, I'm not an expert. Nobody's an expert in this. Anybody that's watching, if you're in the franchise industry and you want to join us, message or send a comment with who you are, and maybe we can add you to this feed if you want to join in on a casual discussion. But here are my thoughts. So Italy, I'm gonna put this back on the screen. I was watching this, and you see we get to March 21st, and they hit the peak, which is good. And then we saw 2 consecutive days where it went down, and then 2 days where it was pretty consecutively okay comparatively. I mean, you're still talking about 5,000 more cases, which is crazy. Oh, here's Charles. Charles, you can join the stream too. Look at that. This is awesome. It's
Only
like
because Leanne is here. That's it.
I feel like I'm part of the cool kid crowd now.
Actually, this makes you uncool, Leanne.
Charles, I'm going to back up a slide because here's the bad news of the day. We're about to pass up Italy and China in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I mean, my hope is, who knows what what was really going on in China. I think our population makes it such that if you go by raw numbers, not per capita, it's really hard to make that comparison. The other thing I think that's starting to seep out is people may have had this for a month already here in the United States also. So that's my point of hope today on this whole issue. I don't know what the per capita numbers are compared to Italy, and I don't know if we could trust anything in China. In fact, we can't.
I was with one of our clients yesterday, and she said she thinks that now that they're seeing all the symptoms and everything, she thinks that she had this in December.
Yeah. So a number of people have said that. Where someone is speaking to today, he's like, you know what? I had pink eye. I had a lost sense of. He goes, I think I had this a month ago.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that's a positive note. I don't know.
I mean, what scares me is what you said to me, Charles, yesterday, is what happens to people that get it twice.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I mean, look, the good thing is, thank God I don't understand the medicine, but one of the articles I read was about the immune response, that the immune system could over-respond the second time and create cardiac issues. So, I don't know.
I mean, I think that's, look, Leanne was mentioning before you jumped on that the positive is that people seem to be more positive this week than they were a week ago.
Yeah.
But is this false hope?
Like, I have to tell you, I hope it's not, because when we had that that conversation with Mike, the Sylvan franchisee, I felt great after the call. I feel great after all of our conversations and calls and the comments in the mastermind community. So I'm like, these things make me feel positive. I don't know. I think I'm getting to a phase where I'm not going to evaluate anymore. I'm just going to keep doing. I think Mike had recommended, just looking at everything in segments, and that's what I'm going to keep doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you probably can do. I mean, here's the weird thing for me. We haven't gone into deep discussion on this on our calls because it's more about the conversations with other people than you and I conversing right now. But when I started the business in 2008, I had the benefit of being 27 years old. I had 10 grand in my pocket, so I didn't have how bad it was out there, which ended up being my opportunity. And it wasn't for smarts that I said, all right, worst economic conditions, I'm going to go start a business. So I kind of luck out there. And then, like, looking back on it, I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I don't have a mortgage. Like, all of my cards fell into place that I was able to take advantage of what was happening from a world standpoint and take off, but also naive enough to not overly understand what was going on. I figured as a startup business, it was normal that all my clients didn't pay me, and it was normal that brands filed bankruptcy. So it's interesting to look back on that time because my mindset was in, like, I just wasn't educated, and now my brain understands things a lot differently. So I'm almost looking at this moment I definitely still think about the opportunity in this moment from a business standpoint to best position us to deliver what I know we're capable of as a group. But because my brain now has more information on how this stuff works, the caution, I'm probably more pessimistic in this moment than I've been in a while. Not about business, but really about life. Like, holy cow, every single part of the world is affected by this thing.
It's crazy. And we're collectively going through it separately.
Yeah, it's yeah, one of the positives I think is, you know, you go through life and you get into patterns, and like this is like a break in reality for so many people. It's almost like an awakening, and I'm hoping and I feel to my core that all these dots are going to connect. Like all the conversations, I think everything's going to connect in the end. And I think that's the positive energy we're sensing when we speak. Like, and that's what makes me feel good. And maybe we're going to look back and say, I mean, aside from the horrible, and again, this is, you talk about those reality punches, right? So knock on wood, I don't want to, but assuming health and family, the economics of this and everything we're experiencing, we're going to get through it. And I think connecting the dots, I think there's something I'm learning from everyone. And I think this is all going to come together. And I feel, look, we just had a team call before I got on here. I'm like, so my staff sees, like, in addition to us, which I think is therapeutic for me, but I'm on the phone nonstop with our clients. And my comment to our team was, guys, I keep using the analogy, I'm just trying to build that runway, that landing pad. And I said, right now it's like some dump trucks have dropped gravel and we're about to roll over that and make that smooth, and we're going to make it wider. And, but this is it's an opportunity to wake up, I think, a little for all of us, right?
So for what it's worth, we have another guest that wants to join. This one, we're testing out a live feed on YouTube and 1851's Facebook page. So I'm gonna cancel this one. I'm gonna send the two of you this link.
Cool.
So you can pull it to the mastermind. If anybody's watching and you want to join our Facebook franchising franchise growth mastermind, go find it on Facebook and you can join on there and watch this live. I'm going to switch the streaming onto there so that we can talk to the group. So give me 1 second. I'm going to give you guys a link in 2 seconds. Okay.
Okay.